Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty fun stuff to go talk about, especially as we're waiting right now very patiently for the upcoming PlayStation event. Now, if you guys do or do not know, there is going to be a brand new, depending on when you guys watch this video, obviously, going to be a PlayStation event as of today, in about an hour or so when this video goes live, but as well throughout the entire rest of the day, there's going to be probably a lot of talk, showcase, trailer, news, and everything else in between when it does come from PlayStation. So, we keep on telling everyone we'll probably have a little bit of a recap as well on the YouTube channel, so make sure you guys are subscribed, or as well, we'll probably be live co-streaming it up on Twitch, probably like right now, if you guys want to go check it out, link down below, and we'll kind of do some comfy stuff right afterwards. So, if you guys want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, check out the Twitter or Twitch, and all that good stuff down below, but let's go talk about a few little bits and pieces of other random news as well when it comes to number one, the PlayStation VR 2 apparently having a really good, strong start, thank God, and as well, probably gonna have a lot more brand new PlayStation VR 2 games as of right this second, and as well, we're probably actually now seeing good sales going on, brand new games coming out, brand new aggression going on, and as well, the entirety of the Lord of the Rings game has apparently been leaked, and I don't think anyone really actually cares that much. And in case you guys do not know, squirrels may pretend to bury a nut to throw out potential thieves, just so you guys know. Just so, well, good to know. We're learning all about squirrels up here as of today. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. Let's dive on in. Very first and foremost, as you guys probably know, there is going to be a PlayStation event going on. Now, it's supposed to be about an hour long or so with number one, brand new IPs, number two, a bunch of PlayStation VR 2 games as well. And then number three, we're also expecting quite a bit of, well, hopefully brand new news and announcements. We are expecting a lot more launch days. We're hopefully going to see a little bit of hardware. And there's probably going to be a lot of news to go cover up on the channel. So like I said, we're going to have some good talks with that one. Typically, these big Sony events do a lot more and kind of more so push the future of the console for maybe the next years or so, rather than just like maybe 5 minutes or whatever it might be in between. So keep that in mind. But at least some very good news when it comes to overall Sony stuff, because we had a lot of Sony brand new, like, big kind of financial documents and projections and all of that come out from stock meetings. So we'll probably be covering up some of that throughout the next few days, at least all the good, juicy topics. But very first and foremost, on the same topic of the PlayStation VR 2, apparently the PlayStation VR 2 has a strong launch, thank God, despite reports. So it does seem like Sony's actually proven a lot of folks wrong. And it also has been apparently outselling the original PlayStation VR itself. Now, there's a lot of big controversy where people were saying that the basically the PlayStation VR 2 only ever sold around 200,000 units. So it does kind of seem like Sony has now had a pretty good, strong launch, and as well as also proven a lot of folks wrong as well. Or a lot of folks are thinking like, oh, okay, like it's dead, no one wants it. Well, nope, apparently based on the initial leaks, it's 3 times the rumored bad numbers. So it seems like the publicity is going a little bit better, and it does seem like even in the PlayStation VR sector, it's still doing quite well. It's also a pretty good ratio, I would say, in comparison to like the 30-ish or so million units that have been sold. As well as you guys probably know, just been a lot of big drama. So the PlayStation VR 2 is off to a stronger start than previous reports indicated, as Sony has revealed the virtual reality headset had a better launch than even the original PlayStation VR. And I think most gaming companies obviously want to excel off their next one in the first place. So that they actually planned it off and did it. Sharing a business presentation, Sony revealed that the PlayStation VR 2's first 6 weeks outperformed the original PlayStation VR's first 6 weeks, coming in at just below 600,000 units sold. Specific numbers are unclear on the provided graph below, but the original PlayStation VR came in close to around 500,000, so it's at least over another 100,000 and projected probably to keep on doing well. Sony also described the period as a strong PlayStation VR 2 launch, contradicting a report in March that said the headset was only expected to sell around 270,000 units, and it actually had a chance for PlayStation to go and prove everyone wrong. So apparently, even though people were kind of skeptical, myself included, mainly because even when we made those videos and talked about the subject, the guy was a little bit on the iffy side. Maybe that was just off the initial first, maybe like 3 or 4 weeks, or maybe off pre-orders, or whatever it might have been, but it does seem like the numbers were a little bit on the lower side on the projected routes. So in roughly that same 6-week period, it has done pretty well. Industry analyst has said that Sony would need to cut the PSVR 2's price to avoid a complete disaster, and so far it does seem like they have been selling games. Now, one of the bigger things to kind of note too is that we are expecting a lot of PlayStation VR 2 games to be announced in the coming next few hours, so it might be a little bit better off that too as well, so be on the lookout for that. They said everything about the PSVR 2 feels like a quantum leap over other headsets, and its price class from IGN. The PSVR 2 is a comprehensive upgrade that tops its predecessor in terms of graphics, sound, and tracking technology as well, a must-buy headset, and it's a literal definition of plug and play, and it's super convenient compared to any other headset as well. So they had a lot of good feedback too, and they also are even doing the chart charts, where it did seem like the initial maybe PlayStation VR first wave had a little bit more of an upwards trajectory as we're kind of looking through the chart, but at least it does seem like the initial off like pre-order sales and just initial hype, it did do really well. So we'll have to see when these intersect and if it's going to keep on going or not. Chart-wise, it actually doesn't look that good. I also kind of mentioned they want to have other various games, such as like Beat Saber, Ghostbusters, Resident Evil, and other games out there too as well. And they're going to probably be launching even more too on top of that. So very, very cool. We've also had a few more games as well that were showcased in a prior PlayStation VR showcase as well. So a lot of folks have liked it. A lot of folks are cool with it. Good vibes in that one. Really quick too as well is going to be another 1,900 PS4 and PS5 games that are up on sale. Some of the big ones is Final Fantasy X, Bramble, The Mountain King, Chain Echoes, Return to Monkey Island, Neo, Alan Wake, Steel Rising, and Ahead in Time. Just want to go check out some of the games. There's a bunch of games up on sale as of right this second. Now, the even better news too when it comes to Sony presentations, they have been stating that they expect the PlayStation 5 sales to keep on outpacing the PS4 sales, and as you guys know, the PS4 has been doing very, very well by the end of 2023. So as it gets back on the track, following all those really big issues in terms of semiconductors and production issues and everything else in between, and then shared a business presentation, which if you guys want me to, I'll go or deep dive into. Sony compared the PS5 sales with the PS4 at its stage in its life cycle, and expects the PS5 to catch up to the PS4 by August of this year. So only a few more months as well for it to catch up on the same projections, and it does kind of seem like they'll be hitting it based on the sale numbers, and everything else in between too as well. So it did actually go and outsell its predecessor in the first year in the market, but then between that really awkward year two, if you guys remember those kind of dark times, there really wasn't too much as well that people could really do. So at least it's kind of nice to go and see the component shortage was also basically just only declared gone a few months ago, but since then we've been seeing astronomical record-breaking sales, which has been very, very nice to go and see overall. It's kind of nice to see too, because we are going to be expecting a lot of more expansions when it comes into other various components. So as you guys had a chance to go and see when it comes to sales and game sales and everything else, we are now expecting, number one, PC to still be a very big main component, although as we kind of covered in prior videos, it didn't really seem like they wanted to put the most attention into it on day one. But as well, they also probably want to be expanding more into cloud gaming, as has been a very big topic point now for the Xbox acquisitions and everything else in between. But as well, they also probably want to focus more on two big IPs, and we'll probably be expecting even more bigger IPs as of these next upcoming years, because we don't really necessarily know what's going to be coming out throughout 2024. I want to go and see it throughout this year. We'll probably be expecting, at least as you guys saw, probably Final Fantasy 16, and then it's probably Spider-Man 2. That's probably like I think the rest of this year, unless any of like small mid-tier games may be closetly announced. And we can maybe go and see what's going to happen in 2024. Maybe we might think Marvel's Wolverine, and then maybe one other bigger game too, and bigger IP. Maybe more so Last of Us. If I had to guess, that'd probably be those would be the two big games if I had to go and guess. So we'll still be maintaining up that type of projection, and it overall seemed like Sony was still wanting to expand a lot more into the monetary side of the video game industry, as we were talking about acquisitions as well earlier on this past few weeks. So it does kind of seem like Sony has money to spend. We're gonna have a really good, I guess, projection as well, and it does seem like Sony's been proving a lot of folks wrong, because some folks are saying the PlayStation 5 sales have been slowing down, which still might be kind of true. We did see that at some point with Nintendo and Xbox, so at some point it will happen on the PlayStation, especially when the market kind of equalizes out more, and as well, there's not as many major big games coming out, or once people kind of get the initial install base, it'll be a little bit more on the chiller side regardless. But we'll probably be expecting a lot more good news, and ideally this conference better be awesome. You guys have no idea how excited I am. I hope this conference doesn't suck. I'm just waiting for a lot more good games to pad it out. And of course, I want to get the E3 season on the way too, so once again, just check it out on Twitch. If you guys want to, I'll be co-streaming this stuff on up. But once again, they're going to be expanding up a lot more, and we've also been seeing good news when it comes to the upcoming PlayStation Plus, when it does come into brand new games, and maybe even a Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart being included now in the PlayStation Plus. We've been seeing really good numbers in growth for PlayStation Plus as well. So it just kind of seems like PlayStation, from their most recent financial statements, has a little bit better than we kind of been expecting, especially on the PlayStation VR 2, which I'm kind of surprised on. I kind of thought it was going to be an absolute massive flop, but thankfully it hasn't been. So good job on them for maintaining that on up. Now for some last little wind down news before the conference starts, the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake apparently is not going to be this upcoming Ubisoft Forward, but of course all these games are still live, although I'm not too hyped up for this one. And don't forget, we've been seeing a lot of news when it comes to Assassin's Creed remakes, and as well the brand new Assassin's Creed games too as well, returning to the roots and being a little more of like an assassin-based type style game, rather than, well, the RPG it's been kind of somewhat known for as of recently. And now last but not least too as well, in case you guys missed it, the entirety of the Lord of the Rings Gollum game came out, which is supposed to be coming out the next few days, but I have not seen almost any hype behind it, has apparently been fully leaked. So as of right now, this entire game has been fully leaked online for everything. People probably broke NDA and embargoes, and the entire game is now available to see. So people have not been the most happy for it. It hasn't been the biggest, most anticipated game as well, but it's intriguing to see nonetheless. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. Check out the Twitch and Twitter down below if you guys are bored. Be watching the conference. I do a little bit of stuff right afterwards. And I appreciate y'all so much for watching, for existing, and vibing. You guys are all beautiful. And I'll talk to you guys throughout the day. We'll have a lot more videos, especially with the conference going on.